Flight control.
Go.
GCQ. Go. Operation support.
Go.
ECS.
Go.
Red light monitor.
Go.
Quality.
Go.
I'm safety manager.
Go.
You have permission to launch.
Station.
Stage separation confirmed.
Touchdown confirmed. Perseverance safely on the surface of Mars, ready to begin seeking the sands of past life.
All right, liftoff and the clock is started. Liftoff. Roger, the clock is operating. We're underway.
We rise together, back to the moon and beyond.
3, 2, 1, ignition.
A warm welcome to today's launch broadcast, October 5th, 2024. My name is Martin Wayland, and I'll be your launch commentator for today's mission. Today's mission, Zephyr-3, will send the Mars Surface Lander and Ascent Vehicle, or MSLAV, to Mars orbit. We'll be doing this by launching our payload atop our Argo heavy lift rocket. Two previous rockets of this design sent the Mars surface habitats to the Red Planet for our crew to live and thrive on the Martian surface. Today's launch will send them the means to get there. At present, the weather is looking clear, and we're set for a rather scenic sunset launch today. This mission is the third of 5 launches of our Odyssey program this year, which we've designated as Launch Group A. These missions work to send critical mission infrastructure to Mars prior to the arrival of our crew in 2026. Although our crew will travel to Mars on our Venture interplanetary spacecraft, the use of a separate vehicle to land on and ascend from Mars is required, hence today's payload.
Locked load complete.
We're coming up on our final countdown shortly. Before we launch, however, our mission will require a go-ahead from our Argo flight director, Stephen Irwin. Once we hear that confirmation, we will be cleared to send Argo to space.
Hydrogen load complete.
That call out there just told us that Argo is fully fueled with the necessary liquid oxygen, or LOX, and liquid hydrogen needed to launch. Argo utilizes LOX and hydrogen, also called hydrolox, to power its main RS-120 engines. 2 massive solid rocket boosters, or SRBs, on the side provide additional thrust at liftoff.
Stack is good, awaiting go-ahead.
Board is green. Go for launch.
And there we just heard our Argo flight director, Stephen Irwin, give us the go-ahead for launch.
T-minus 30 seconds.
As Argo is in startup, let's sit back as it prepares to launch.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, main engine start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. SRB start. Good liftoff.
Beautiful liftoff of our Argo rocket with Zephyr-3 on route from Mars orbit.
Chamber pressures optimal. Telemetry off. Argo supersonic.
Just saw those previously mentioned solid rocket boosters being jettisoned from the side are now empty of their solid fuel and are left behind to improve our rocket's thrust capability.
Fairing deployed.
And there go the fairings, having protected our payload from the thicker parts of Earth's atmosphere. Now that we're past it, they aren't needed anymore and are essentially dead weight.
Main engine cut off. MECO. Stage separation in 3, 2, 1. Push off. Stage separation confirmed.
There we can see Argo's second stage separating from the spent first stage, which will fall back to Earth at a safe distance from land. For those who have just joined our stream today, today's mission is the first of many in NASA's Odyssey mission, which aims to land people on Mars by 2026.
Second engine start.
And those second stage engines are now firing up, putting Argo in an orbit around Earth.
Second engine cutoff. SECO.
That callout for second engine cutoff, or SECO, telling us that Argo's second stage engines have stopped their burn.
Orbit insertion is good.
Wonderful. Confirmation of good orbit insertion means that our payload has reached Earth orbit without issue. With the confirmation of the second stage in orbit, we're going to wrap up today's launch broadcast. Thank you all for joining us here today, and we all hope to hear and see from you soon.